Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Runs0b3r podcast. This is episode number 47.
47, let's go.
Today I have a special guest. His name is Austin Little.
What's up, man? Pleasure to be here, brother.
Let me see if I can get this right, Austin. Hold on. Nope. No. There we go. There we go, Austin Little right there. So Runs0b3r podcast, we don't only talk about running and sobriety, but all walks of life. For every one of us has a unique story. The journey begins and ends with you. Today, we do not have next to me Eric. He's caught in College Station doing some business, which is totally okay because that pays the bills.
That's right.
And my name is Brandon K. Veltman, just in case anybody doesn't know who I am. And so, Austin, I wanted to talk to you today about, so we were just, you came in and I offered you coffee, of course, and then and you're like, oh man, I'm caffeinated to the max. So I do want to talk to you about the roasting of coffee. We did the Burrito League. I wanted to touch on that a little bit too. And when we were talking, you were telling me that you've been to Nicaragua.
Yeah.
So let's touch on that a little bit. Maybe where you were brought up, Austin? Or was it locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born and raised in DFW.
Okay. So born and raised in DFW. Yeah. So touch on that a little bit. You have brothers and sisters. What school did you go to? A local school or?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So got an older brother, older sister. I'm the youngest of three. Grew up born in Fort Worth, Texas, good old Cowtown, USA. Oh, got the selfie real quick.
It's blurry.
No worries. And
I haven't got this. My new. This is the iPhone.
Yeah, you got that fancy new
18
phone,
or
bro.
17. Well, the newest one.
Yeah.
And every time I take a photo of a selfie now, it blurs out the people in the back and just focuses on me. So I got to set the settings right.
That's good, dude. Start of the show.
So yeah, continue on.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, man, born and raised in the area, went to Faith Christian over in Grapevine, and just been here my whole life. Got great roots here, great family. Got family out in West Texas and the country, and so got to live a lot of the country life compared to most growing up right in the heart of DFW, which is cool.
Okay.
So I always loved the outdoors and
when you say country life, is it where is that actually?
So Abilene is West Texas.
Okay.
It's like 3 hours west, but
So
family
Abilene Christian. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that out
There
there?
you go. Yeah, but family,
what I know.
horses and cows, all that good stuff, Uncle looks like Sam Elliott. Grandpa, we always describe him as modern day John Wayne.
That's awesome, man. Sam Elliott's one of my, so he's one of my favorites. He was in
voice,
Tombstone.
dude.
Wasn't he in Tombstone?
Yeah. One of the all-time great movies.
Yeah. And now he's in, he's looking old though, but he was in, what's that oil TV show?
I haven't, Landman. I haven't watched it, but I keep hearing it's great, so I might have to.
Yeah. So you were out there at Faye, Texas, right? Is that it?
Yeah. So I went to Faith Christian school in Grapevine.
Okay.
So actually, like 5 minutes from all the Burrito League stuff, like right there in the heart of Grapevine.
Okay.
I work in Grapevine now, so like I technically never lived in Grapevine, but that's kind of always been my home base, man. Basically my whole life. So yeah, good little spot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did ask you if you had brothers and sisters. Do you? Yes.
Yeah, one older brother, one older sister. A bunch
Okay.
of little nieces and nephews running around, so it's fun.
So how did you get in touch with the captain, El Capitan of the Burrito League?
Old Jamil and Connor.
Yeah.
Man.
So how did that go about?
Dude, honestly, it was funny. I actually just was going to jump in and was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is something stupid me and my buddies would come up with, in the best way possible, but a cooler, better version of it.
Right.
Of like, forget the fancy race. Like, let's run for some burritos and just this tiny little segment a million times just to be dumb and have fun. Right.
Oh yeah.
And when I very first saw it, I was ignorant on it. I just thought it was like one big challenge across the nation.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'll jump in. I know I don't have the time. I was halfway through the month. I'm like, I don't have the time to win it, but it'll be fun. And then I realized it was local chapters. So I was like, oh, let me find the DFW one. And there wasn't one.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like, dang. And then I just had this thought of like, well, I guess I could start it.
So I did see was there a Tarrant County one?
Not this year.
Oh, okay.
Not unless they came in after us.
Yeah, because I could have sworn I saw Burrito League Tarrant.
Yeah,
County,
so
and I was like,
you might have seen Taylor County.
oh, that could have
there
been
were like 3 or 4 in Texas, but that was it.
Okay.
And so here's what's
tailored.
crazy. We signed up with 13 days left from the day we launched it. It's like the day before that, I was looking at everything. I was talking with Connor over there. He was the commissioner. In fact, I'm actually wearing the Burrito League shirt today. It just felt right.
How'd you get that?
I just bought it. Yeah, I had to pay for it, but no, it was great.
Did you create it? Or?
No, man. So
Kevin Russ, race in Texas.
Kevin Russ out there. He's one of the Tempe boys out there. Jimmy and those guys. He created them. He's killer designer. He does good stuff.
And he'll slap the state on there.
Yeah.
Is that what he did?
So they do have that. This one says Burrito League Racing Team. Kind of small on the front. On the back, you'll see it bigger.
Okay,
but,
I thought it said Racing Texas. Yeah. Okay,
but no, man. So there were, if I'm remembering the numbers, this might be a couple off, but I think it's right. There were 66 local chapters on like that Sunday when I looked at it.
Yeah.
And on Monday when we went live, there were 104.
Oh,
so
wow.
with just 2 weeks left, 40 more added that weekend. So I was like, all right, we're late to the party, but we're not the only ones. Like we're just going to jump in and just roll with it.
Yeah.
So
and it was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I met you there. So hey.
That was the biggest thing, dude, was all the guys I met, dudes just like yourself, Matthew, it brought all the people together and just some killer people.
The trail mix guys. Yeah. Or I met one of them.
Yeah. Nick out there.
Moore. And then I think the last day I might have.
Steven. He came out the last day.
Yeah,
dude, and that's the biggest thing. When I
saw a lot of youngsters come out too. Yeah. Were they all did they all know you, or did they know, were they family friends of other people?
A little bit of both. Mostly that right there. Some different people who come out and they heard about it and they're like, I want to come get a free burrito. So all these young dudes that came out, and a lot of them they were like, awesome, I'm not a runner. And then they came out and ran to get a burrito. Like, yep.
So I know you travel a lot, so I want to ask you, what is your favorite destination that you've been to in your life so far?
Yeah, man. So I love the outdoors. I love the mountains. Anything where I can be in the mountains and be active, like I'm in. And the crazier the circumstances, the better. So it really depends on the activity. But I would say if I had to pick one, actually it's what you and I talked about the most, which was Peru.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact,
I would go back anytime. Oh yeah, Coda Box.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So it's and I would go back anytime, man. I you know what? I didn't get to see the some of the stuff you got to see.
Oh yeah.
So I missed Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get to go there. I did see the Siete Colores, maybe, which is the Rainbow Mountain.
Rainbow Mountain,
yeah. And that was.
And I missed that one.
And that was. Oh man, that destroyed me.
Really?
Oh,
the elevation.
Yeah, and I had a hot head going into it, and I was like, I'm a fucking ultra runner. I'm a badass, Let me check this out. And I see these Sherpas running the probably Americans up the mountain on horses. You know what I mean? And 100%. They're running full speed, and I'm like, holy shit, man! Yeah. And me, I'm walking, and I can't breathe, man. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I couldn't even gasp for air. Yeah. I was gasping for air. I was dizzy as fuck. It was like, holy shit! And these dudes, but. It just proves, man, wherever wherever you land your feet is probably the most comfortable environment for you. Yeah. So that's why I always say, man, these people that live in Colorado and up in Utah and they're training up there, they got an advantage.
Oh yeah.
For us here in Texas, kind of. Yeah. If you want to put them in 107 degrees heat,
right.
it's a different story for them, So yeah.
But yeah, the body, the adaptation of the body is a cool thing. But yeah, dude, same thing. We were hiking up a trail. We see these older Peruvian women in their little chancla sandals. Yeah. And they've got like, the rainbow colored cloth, like head wrap, backpack loaded down, and they're just flying by us, you know, not breathing heavy at all.
So did you guys get to do, did you all take it on yourself, or did you guys have a guide?
So we were really torn on this ahead of time. We decided not to do the full trek. Okay. Because we had 8 days and there was so much else in Peru we wanted to see and do.
Is this through the Andes?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a trek that goes fully through the Andes.
Okay. And the shortest ones are basically 3 and 4 days. Mm-hmm. And we're like, it would be incredible, but we're going to use half our trip doing that. Yeah. So we took the train, we went through Ollantaytambo. We went down into Aguascalientes, did the hike up, came down, and for the time we had, I think that was the best way to go. We got to really maximize and see a lot of other stuff.
So did you see? Okay, I don't know the name of this one. It could be that Montambo or whatever you were just saying. Was there like a rock sculpture on the side of the mountain that looked like an Indian head kind of? Or
I didn't see that one. Okay. So there were some cool old ruins. So Ollantaytambo is in like the Sacred Valley, they call it.
Oh,
And there were some
I
super
did
cool
see that.
ruins.
Yeah, yeah.
And bro, the day
Did they built shelter there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. That's the one they built shelter.
Yeah,
Okay.
and dude, the day we got there, I had no clue this was happening. The town's kind of hopping. We're like, what's going on? And there was, I'm gonna mess up the name. I think it was called the Great Andes Race. There was a 100-mile ultra marathon finishing into the heart of the village. So it was super cool. So I jumped there at the finish line, and we're meeting families. They've got dads running, and like super cool. Yeah, I had no clue what was going on.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
the timing was killer.
What did you guys? So did y'all fly into Cusco?
So we flew into Lima originally.
Lima. Yeah,
we spent one night in
that's what
Lima.
we did.
Yep. We went out to Huacachina, a little desert oasis there. It was super cool.
Wait. Did I go to Huacachina? I think I did.
Like sand dunes everywhere, and you've got this little oasis.
Yeah. We went to Huacachina. Yeah. Because
Super
you
cool.
you can sandboard out there, buggy rides.
Yeah, we did all that stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. So we did that too.
It was definitely like the touristy experience.
Yeah,
but it was super fun.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it to anyone.
Kind of adventurous and dangerous.
Yeah, I'm
for,
like, hey,
for a touristy.
For sure. I'm like, go do that one day, and then go get lost, get in the Andes, do all the cool stuff.
Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah. We even took the I guess there was a boat ride. We took
Paracas.
Paracas.
Yep,
yeah.
we did that
And you'll
too.
see the I guess maybe aliens or somebody created this on the side of the mountain. Nazca lines. Yeah. And then we went and saw the penguins. Were that?
Yeah, there were penguins and sea lions.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was definitely worth it. I think there was a lot of like bird shit everywhere though.
Oh yeah.
Is that
100%.
correct?
Oh, yeah. You could smell it. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well,
a lot of bird shit.
They said, and I'm going to mess it up. They literally harvest that.
Oh, really?
Like for fertilizer and stuff. And it's like the largest harvesting site in the world. They have some term for it down there. I'm forgetting at the moment, but yeah, anyway, kind of crazy, but dude, the Peruvian people, the culture, the food. I mean, I loved it all. It was killer. And as a coffee guy, really underrated coffee scene, killer coffee everywhere. Like it was sweet.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
So let's transition into that.
Okay.
So you've been to Nicaragua also, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got
So I
the chance to go
went
there
to
last year.
Nicaragua. Ometepe. Did you go there, or you
I didn't. So Ometepe is kind of like southeast. You got the big volcano there.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of did the opposite. We went straight north, up in the mountains, right by the Honduras border.
Okay.
Killer coffee up there. It's like the best coffee in Nicaragua, and it was fun.
And when you go, what are you doing? Are you scouting out like new? I mean, because we did a hike up the some of the. I guess they might have been. We did up some live volcanoes, but also some that have sunken.
Okay.
So when they're sunken volcanoes, they form almost like it's like a giant lake.
Yeah.
And it's so like remote, like there's nobody, like there's nothing there,
That's cool.
And I didn't even know if there's any like even do fish find their way there or, or is that just stay like
They
empty?
probably do.
They
I
do.
don't know
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
right. I was wondering the same thing. I know when we ran up some of the jungly areas, there was monkeys everywhere above us. I didn't see any.
Yeah.
But you could hear them. It's like they're going crazy, and they're So back to that. I mean, did you when you go? Were you going for a coffee hunt?
Yeah. So that one was a pure coffee trip. Yeah. No. So we were hunting the actual coffee beans. No. A coffee hunt. I kind of like that. I grew up hunting, so I'm good with it.
Nice.
But yeah, man. So that one was a pure coffee trip for me. Peru, we tied a lot of coffee in, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Nicaragua was a true coffee trip. And, so I guess there's two answers to that. For one, if you go specialty coffee, and I won't nerd out too much for you.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Go into detail, man, because I am a coffee junkie, coffee connoisseur, and this is my addiction. Is coffee, man. I drink coffee all day, every day. I don't even know if it's good for you, but I'm doing it.
It is to a certain point. I have to say that though. It's good for business. No. But and I'm gonna bring you some coffee by the way. I failed you today. I didn't bring you any, but I'm gonna hook you up for sure. But no, man. So specialty coffee. Nicaragua is kind of like gotten lost a little bit in the specialty coffee world.
Okay.
But if you look at countries that put out these killer coffees, they're all around it. So it's like Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And Nicaragua is right in the heart of it. And Nicaragua, I'm told, has like the most fertile soil on planet Earth. And you go there and you believe it, dude. I mean, everything's as green as your hat. I mean, it's like beautiful, so lush. And so I was researching that ahead of time. Like, dude, so why have they kind of gotten forgotten? And without getting into all the detail, basically at the time of like the real specialty coffee boom, kind of real early 2000s, Nicaragua had a lot of government stuff going on and stuff with their economy where they weren't getting the output. And so they kind of got lost just because of that. And so I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. So the coffee's there. And so then you go, all right, well, where can you find the best? And it's not the region that puts out the most. Yeah. It's the region up in the mountains where it's these farmers doing it the old school way by hand.
So that was okay. So let me pause you for a second. That's where we were running through that area, very remote, and we didn't have a guide, but he was a runner locally, and he did guide us kind of, you know. So he was showing us the coolest trails. Honestly. Yeah. But he was running alongside of us, and we were bombing mountains together and everything. So, but we got to a point where when you said that it's where the harvesters or whoever does creates the coffees, we did see a lot of people with big bags. And they were just walk on foot, and they were just going picking. Probably, I don't know what all they pick. I guess coffee. Do you pick the plant or the beans?
So it's actually a fruit. They call it a coffee cherry.
Okay.
It's a fruit. And when you open it up, there's what we would look at as it's one whole seed, but it's like two halves. So it'd be like two coffee beans to us is in that fruit. Okay. And so they harvest those cherries and they do it by hand on foot with these big bags. You know, we think we're tough running around in trails in the mountains. Dude, you look at these little old Central American women with their 40 kilo coffee bag running around. I'm like, dude, we don't even know. But yeah, man. So it's cool. You know, and as much as I knew about the process and, you know, I put a lot into sourcing great coffee and roasting it and serving it well and all that, it's still just different when you go and you see the love and care and time that these people put into this land. Yeah. And you know that from the time they plant that initial coffee plant, you can't even drink a cup of coffee from that plant for 3 years. Right. That's the process. And so it's like, really? And so it really is like a labor of love. Obviously they make money off of it. Yeah. Of course, it's a business for them. It's their livelihood.
So I wonder the history of it. Like, how did this thing ferment or do coffee beans ferment or
They will. In fact, some people, so there's different processes, again, without going too nerdy on you. Yeah. The most common is a washed coffee where they basically strip the cherry off, wash the parchment and the mucilage and everything off right away. They dry it that way, and then it'll be green. It looks like greenish, tannish. Okay. And then you'll roast it and serve it. That's the most common.
So that process right there is like, you're like, where did these people in the beginning of time? In the beginning of time,
who was the first guy? That's like, I'm gonna boil that seed in some water.
It's always, and that's the same thing. Like I'm a big mushroom head, so I love psychedelic mushrooms. Okay. And I, it's like, how many poisonous mushrooms did they eat before they realized, you know, these work and these don't work? You know what I mean?
Well, I always think that
these will tear my stomach up. These will make me hallucinate, you know, and so on, so on. So
I always think that even just with like cow's milk, you know, like obviously you see the little calf, you know, sucking on it, right? Was the first dude, was he just desperate or was he curious? I mean, how'd that start? I want to sip of that.
With everything, right? Yeah, everything in life, you know?
For sure.
So us, we bitch so much, you know?
We're so soft.
But yeah, we're so soft because we already had, everybody's already done it for us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's
100%.
like, they did all the work, the heavy lifting. Yeah. We're here to enjoy. Yeah. And then we sit there and complain. And we find stupid shit to complain about now. You know, life is just like, man, 100%. What the fuck is wrong with us as humans?
Hey, dude, I like being comfortable as much as the next guy. Yeah. But comfort is absolutely the enemy of a rich life. You know? Right. It is. Yeah. And, but yeah, dude. So, and to your question of do they ferment them? Yeah, so if you wash it right away, it doesn't. Then you can dry the cherry on it, then remove it. It's called the natural. Okay. Or people will actually let them ferment on purpose. Okay. And you get almost like a wine-like, crazy fruity, acidic flavor in there. Mm-hmm. So it's all across the gamut.
But it doesn't form an alcohol base. Not like grapes would.
So it does in the process of the cherries fermenting, but then that doesn't translate into the coffee and like the actual cup we'd be drinking. There's no alcohol in there, but when you're fermenting it, there is a little bit of an alcohol that takes place. Okay. They'll do them in like a fermentation tank, but then you've still got to get that cherry off of there. Yeah.
Yeah. So back to that Nicaragua, I was talking to the guide and man, we reached the tip of where we were going and the poor family was up there, you know, and like it looked like their establishment got destroyed, you know, but they're still living in it. You know what I mean? And so when it was raining, I think it was raining a little bit, and you could see it was just leaking everywhere and all that stuff. So and then there was this little bitty girl, you know, just sitting there. It almost looked like one of those National Geographic pictures. You know what I mean? Like cover photos or
For sure.
something. And she's sitting there playing with a toy, you know, and it wasn't even a toy. I think she's playing in the dirt with something, right? And I told the guys, like, man, I go, it would be great to like give this kid something or some form of technology or something else for it to play with, even a toy, you know. And but he was telling me, you know what, they're in the most peaceful mindset right now.
Yeah.
Because they don't see all that other shit. So they don't even know it exists. Yeah. You know, they don't have a TV inside that house. They have nothing. They don't see. So it's like, why sit there and throw? It's like if a alien flying saucer came and threw some technology down here to us and we just started fiddling with it. You know what I mean? And it just confuses the hell out of us. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing, you know? I'm not saying that it's just, so I was feeling sorry for the little girl, and I was like, oh man, you know, I was almost teary eyed a little bit. And, but that wasn't he was telling me, no, she's good where she's at right now. Don't we're the ones that are all fucked up with all the shit we got going on. You know what I mean? We can't find peace because we complicate our lives. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah,
so it's
I had a similar experience there. You know, there's several people, but one that really stands out. Older woman, her grandson, Jorge, or George, as our buddies always called him. Yeah. He did some translating for us. You know, I know just enough Spanish I can get around, but I joke that I'm Mexican in mi corazón. Yeah. I'm Mexican at heart, but that's about where it ends. And so, you know, he translated for us when things got, you know, more important or whatever. And he was awesome. He helped us with a lot while we were there. But his grandmother went by her house. Same thing as a little shack, holes in the roof, water leaking in. She couldn't see great, you know. Yeah. And 99.9% of people from America, especially, you're walking by, you would think, oh, I need to help her. I need to give her some money. Right, she must have it so hard. And in some ways she does, don't get me wrong. But she was so happy, so joyful, so content. Exactly. And dude, she's sitting there serving us, running around, giving us, it's funny, a lot of these people didn't even know I was there for coffee, but everywhere I went, giving me coffee and tortillas. That's like their thing. Yeah. Walk in, she's making us tortillas, making us coffee, just so happy. She's praying for us. I mean, just the sweetest old lady. And it really is. It's like, you know this, but until you're there, you just forget it. It's so sobering and humbling. Yeah. I'm going like, dude, here I am thinking she needs my help. And like, no, actually I'm learning from her. Dude. Right. You know, and that contentment and peace is on another level.
That's beautiful.
And we take so much for granted. And that's like the cliche thing you hear, but it is cliche for a reason. You know, you go in those environments and you realize it. Yeah. It's true.
Did you have any cacao there?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you ever mix cacao with coffee?
You know,
or is that
some people will? Okay. I don't usually drink it that way. Yeah, but it is really cool. You know, I got into the coffee world purely for coffee. Right. But almost anywhere coffee is grown, cacao is grown too. And most of those harvesters will do both, at least at some point. Not everyone, but a lot of them will do both. Yeah. And some of the best coffee and cacao in the world come from those same regions. Like Peru, they put out a ton of the best in the world. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So they even make it a ceremonial thing, really, like cacao ceremonies and stuff like that. So it's
I didn't see that. It'd be cool, but I didn't see that. That's awesome.
So we did do a cacao ceremony while we were in Nicaragua, and we did it's called rapé.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Rapé is what they'll do is they'll take it's a tobacco and it's almost like an L-shaped straw. Okay. And they put one of the ends up your nose and they blow in the other end, so it's just an immediate rush.
Interesting.
And it's supposed to like. I mean, there's definitely a spiritual part of it. I'm not sure. I was in pain. You know, my eyes were watering, and I would think I was hurting so much that I was missing the spiritual part of it. Got it. You know what I mean? But we did that around the fire, and we did a cacao ceremony where they made the cacao right there, and then so it was cool, good fun time doing that. Did you? So, what do you do now? is what I would like to ask. I know you're part of you get the beans. Where do you get your beans now from?
So currently we source beans from Guatemala, Ethiopia.
And have you gone to all these places?
No.
Okay,
I'd love to go to all of them.
Okay.
I would love to, but we don't currently. Work with different importers. And by the way, to your original question actually about Nicaragua, that right there is kind of the biggest reason we want to do that. In theory, we know where our money is going when we source these beans. But when you're not there meeting the people in person, you never know for sure. You know, and you're working through a middleman importer, and you know, it's transparent. We can see the supply chain. We know how much money's going to them. We're paying them a fair wage. But still, there are some unknowns. And so I love going all the way to origin, all the way to the source, meeting the people doing the work, knowing who our money's truly going to, and building those relationships and really cultivating that. On a personal level, that means a lot to us to be able to do that and know who we're impacting and pouring into those communities. But then also on an economic level, pure business, it is nice to have a little more control over your supply chain, right? But to all those countries, no, we haven't been to all of them. But right now, Guatemala, Ethiopia, Brazil, Peru, and Nicaragua. And then I just ordered like 7 different samples actually last week of new coffees we might bring on. Okay. Several from Colombia, one from Ecuador, and a Costa Rica. So I'm pretty excited to check those out as well.
Have you been to Costa Rica?
I haven't actually. I've done a lot of traveling down there. I've never been to Costa Rica.
That's a cool place. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loves it. But that's where a lot of the Nicaraguans go to vacation to Costa Rica. Yeah, that's what they're telling me. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, man.
So
cool.
what do you have a factory here?
So we have
in the DFW, or it's in Grapevine? Is that where it is?
We have a coffee shop in Grapevine.
An actual shop?
Yep.
Which one is it?
It's Redefined, right at Main Street, Northwest
Highway. I know that one. I didn't know that was yours.
Yeah. Well, so I don't own the shop.
Okay.
But the shop owners are great friends.
Yeah.
They've done an awesome job with it. They're amazing. And then my wife and I partnered with them on the roasting. So any of the coffee we sell, we partner with them on that. And then also a coffee cart business where we actually go set up like mobile espresso bars. We cater like events and weddings. A bunch of corporations bring us in. So it's fun.
Redefined. I like that place, man. That's awesome, man. Isn't there a jiu-jitsu place right behind you guys?
Yeah, there's a close one. Yeah, real close. Moeller MMA's
Moeller,
right over there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've been there.
They come in a lot. We've got a couple regulars. They go train and come hit us for some espresso.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But it's cool, man. So we got a little roasting operation right there in the shop.
Oh, in the okay.
Yep, in the shop.
So give me a rundown on what all do you need? Let's just say from if I wanted to just start roasting, let's say out of my garage.
Yeah.
What would I need?
Bare bones.
I'm not going to do it, but I just want to know, like, give the audience a rundown of what do you need to do this?
Yeah. Bare bones, small operation, small little roaster. You could get one, for that size, you get one for a few $1,000s. That'll do an incredible job. Right. Most of your big commercial roasters are many tens of thousands, but you get one for a few grand. They'll do a great job. If you want to really, really scale down, some people will literally do a stovetop roaster, almost like a little stovetop popcorn.
Yeah.
I would recommend shell out a few bucks, go one step up. But it's just me. I'm probably a little biased. You need to source some green coffee. You can. There's a couple websites you can buy some green coffee online where they've done the hard part for you, and then you roast it. You let it rest for at least 2 days. Always my recommendation. Let that CO2 degas. Coffee gets much better.
Oh, nice, nice.
And then if you're just doing it at home, you wouldn't even need packaging or anything.
Right,
just simple. I mean, it really isn't that crazy. I'll be honest. I don't think unless you just love the craft and it's a hobby.
Right.
I don't think it's worth it to try to roast coffee at home.
Right.
And I'm not.
Why? Because the dollar amounts would be the same.
Yeah, the dollar amount and the time. I'm like, dude, go support your local coffee shop, and even if it's not me, go support one of those guys. You know. And truthfully, they're probably doing a better job than you'd be doing at home anyway. Most of the time. But if you just love it or you got some experience and it's just a hobby for you, by all means, go for it.
What So I got a question about there's flavored coffee out there. It's like cinnamon bun coffee. I disapprove.
I think that's a great word choice.
Because I think that I don't know the science behind it, but I'm like, are they just adding some kind of flavored chemical on top of this bean? And is it during is it actually, are they soaking them in this flavor after?
Okay. So I've got two answers to this. Okay. So most of what you see like that, they are adding something into the ground coffee.
Okay.
After the coffee's roasted and ground and before you drink it.
Okay.
And that's also where I'm like, I disapprove is probably a good word choice.
Yeah.
Now I'm a big fan of flavored coffee in the sense of all you're doing is sourcing really unique coffees, roasting it, and then that flavor naturally comes out.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, I've never been a big like wine guy, right? But I know people who are big wine people. And I used to hear them talk about they could drink this champagne and tell you the region of France that it's from or whatever. You know, I'm probably botching even that, but the terroir coming through. And I always kind of thought that was BS. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right.
But now fast forward a few years and I get it because, there's plenty I would mess up, I'm sure. But for the most part, I can drink a cup of coffee and tell you the region it came from by the flavor that comes out. So that version of flavor in there, I'm all for. People will do some unique like co-ferments. You asked about fermentation earlier.
Yeah.
They'll ferment some coffee with like orange peel as a common one or some bergamot or something. And that flavor, or blackberries even, that flavor will actually come through in the cup. So that's kind of a cool, I wouldn't want to drink it every day, but it's kind of fun to try that.
Right.
Because that truly is just pure coffee. They fermented it with something else and the beans really took on that flavor. Yeah. When you're talking the additives and stuff, that's usually like low grade novelty. We're going to sell this in a gift shop somewhere, or a grocery store. I'm not about that, you know, and as a specialty coffee roaster, I don't think I am a coffee snob. You know, I definitely can be, but also I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, it's beans and water. There's no right or wrong way. Like it's all preference, right? I want to make specialty coffee approachable, but I do think there are some basic things that make it better or worse. And like, I'm not really a fan of adding all that stuff in. Like, dude, just have great coffee on its own and enjoy it. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about the health benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Is there? So I drink coffee.
Yeah.
Usually during the work week. So I work 4 days a week. And these are 10, 11 hour shifts. So I'm drinking the whole shift.
Yeah.
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll mix water in there.
Yeah.
If I have a race coming up or something, I might mix a little water. So I'm probably dehydrating the shit out of myself.
Probably so.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So I think 2 answers here.
Okay.
I think the bigger thing, and actually I did a deep dive on this because I try to be healthy, you know, and we're running. And even before I was ever into running, you know, I was always into lifting and nutrition, at least to a degree for sure. And the thing that always tripped me out is like, you hear everyone talk about how coffee dehydrates you, but I'm like, dude, coffee is 98% water.
Right.
And this was even before I was in the coffee business.
Yeah.
And I remember having a discussion with someone and they're like, no, coffee absolutely dehydrates you. And I'm like, all right, so hold on. I'm like, you're going to tell me if you're wandering in the desert and you haven't had water in 2 days and someone gives you 20 ounces of coffee. Yeah. I'm like, don't get me wrong. It's probably not the optimal choice. Right. Mike, but you're going to tell me if you drank all that, there would be no hydrating effect on your body.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no, that's not true. No way.
Dude, good point. I'm like, right. You're still getting 20 ounces of fluid.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and so, and I am so not an expert on this here, but from reading from some experts, in theory, coffee is almost as hydrating as water.
Okay.
However, if you were to drink that much coffee, you're going to get so much caffeine in the process that there is going to be a negative effect where you're not feeling great.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so I wouldn't swap it 1 for 1.
Yeah.
But it's not as dehydrating as the wrap it gets. It's 98% water at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. There's just also that caffeine intake that there is a tipping point where it's going to start making you feel a little funny. You're probably going to get that headache, you know, going to get the heart palpitations going.
Yeah. I don't get that, but I'm an ex.
Caffeine adaptation is
real. I'm an ex-speed recovering addict. So it's like, so this speed's definitely less than what I used to take.
Speed light.
Yeah, speed light. So I don't really get the heart palpitation or the overdo it. I get that more if I take an energy drink.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think some other stuff in there.
Because I'm like, what are all of they putting in those energy drinks? You know that.
For sure.
The coffee has always been legit. I think it's my go-to for sure.
Same. Now I'm also not going to be just the coffee guy who just blindly says, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with it." I think anything in excess, you can abuse anything. You know, at the end of the day, it's caffeine. Yeah. Caffeine is a drug to a degree, and it can absolutely be abused. And so, don't get me wrong. Like, I think there's definitely a healthy range, and there's a tipping point where it's like, hey, probably better to back off of that thing.
Yeah.
And if someone just absolutely loves coffee, I'm like, cool, swap in some decaf half the time. You know, like. I don't want decaf to get my morning going by any means. But like, you late in the day, you just want the taste. Cool, get some decaf.
Okay, let's transition into that now.
All right, talk to me.
Decaf.
Yeah.
How do they make the decaf from the caffeinated?
It's a great question. So and it's actually funny. I've been doing a deep dive on this lately because I'm changing the decaf we're sourcing.
Yeah.
So there's 3 main methods. The bad one is also the most common, and that's in like commodity grade coffee. It's methylene chloride, I believe is what they use. Yeah. Straight chemical to just decaffeinate it. Like it's basically formaldehyde. Not technically, but it's
and when you say it's just stripping whatever's there,
it strips the caffeine.
But it's not stripping the actual coffee flavor. Is that correct?
Usually you'll lose a little flavor, but you're going to keep most of it.
Okay.
You're going to keep most of it for sure. And then there's 2 other main processes. There's the ethyl acetate, which sounds kind of scary.
Yeah.
There is a chemically made version of ethyl acetate. I would try to steer clear of. But ethyl acetate in its proper form is literally just fermented sugarcane.
Okay.
It's found in like ripe bananas, fruit. So it's literally just sugarcane. If you have a good ethyl acetate decaf, it is literally sugarcane and water that decaffeinated that coffee. Nothing wrong with it. Good, rich flavor. And then the last one is a Swiss water process. There's some other ones. That's the most popular, but water process. And they decaffeinate it with water, and they just have like this little solution. They have all the science behind it, but it is able to strip the caffeine out.
Okay.
And what's cool is they will then repurpose that caffeine. So like you talked about energy drinks.
Yeah.
A lot of energy drinks these days, you know, you'll see green coffee bean extract on there as
Yeah.
the caffeine source, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these decaf coffee processing plants, they'll decaffeinate the coffee. They'll strip that green coffee bean extract out. Then they'll keep purifying it more, get it into a crystallized form, and they will then sell that to energy drink companies, the Coca-Colas of the world.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I saw a thing, it was crazy. I literally just watched this last week as we're going down this decaf deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a 500 kilo bag of the crystallized caffeine extract,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, 500 kilos, I mean, that's a lot, but it's not an insane amount. I mean, that bag would fit on this table easily.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but that 500 kilo bag of caffeine extract was enough for 33 million cans of Coca-Cola.
Holy shit.
Insane.
Yeah.
And that's just
Damn
like
it.
one part of a day's work there. It's not even their total extract from one day.
So that's what they use for
Yeah.
Coca-Cola?
A lot. Well, yeah. And now they
Okay.
probably use a lower grade
Okay.
version, but a lot of energy drinks and people out there,
That's what
they'll
they-
use that green coffee
Oh,
extract.
wow.
And so it's actually like a healthy source of caffeine.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them, they add some other stuff in. So, you know what, you got to steer clear on some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of crazy, but I'm a big fan of anything water process or ethyl acetate. If it's the real sugar cane and not the chemical made, you're not putting anything harmful in the coffee. It's a natural process to strip that out. It's just some water and sugar cane that does it. And then they even get rid of the sugar cane before you're ever drinking the decaf. And you preserve most of the flavor. It strips out like 95+% of the caffeine.
So should there be a big question mark on you drinking decaf?
I just think
from where you're, because I mean, let's just say I'm at the local IHOP.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a cup of decaf?
Yeah, it's going to be methylene chloride, big commodity grade. Yeah. It's going to have the chemical in there almost always.
So it's almost better to just say, hey, give me the one with caffeine.
Yeah, if you're somewhere like that, I actually think that probably is better. And I don't know, you know, they tell you it's completely food safe.
Yeah.
And maybe
that's everything.
Right. And I do know, like, hey, we've got a liver and kidneys, right, to filter some of that stuff out. So like trace amounts, you're probably fine, man. But I would just, if I can avoid it, I'd rather avoid it.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're going from a specialty coffee roaster, 99% of the time, they're going to be doing it right and sourcing it from a good one where there's nothing negative. If I'm going local IHOP, probably just give me the caffeine. I'm probably skipping that one. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So what got you into this? Like, I mean, what did you go to school for this?
Man, I didn't. So
where did you used to work at a Starbucks or?
Man, so opposite. That's
or
what's funny.
Is Starbucks a whack place or what?
No, you know what? So here's the deal. I'll admit it, I don't love Starbucks, but there's two things I will always give them credit for. One is no matter where in the world you go, you're going to get the same thing. They're McDonald's in the sense of it's consistent. You know what you're going to get and they're there. Yeah.
Okay.
Every airport, every big hotel, everywhere in the world, they're there. The second thing is Starbucks to coffee is Tiger Woods to golf.
Right.
All these young golfers, they can go make an insane living because of Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I could not do what I do for business to the degree we do it if Starbucks didn't do it first.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll always give them props on that. Now, I don't love their coffee. I don't love a lot of what they do, but I'll always give them their props on that.
So did they shut down a lot of mom and pop places?
I think early on, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I think there is almost a resurgence of the opposite, of people wanting that real local thing. Oh, yeah. But early on, for sure they did. Yeah. But yeah, man, so to answer your question, no, I don't have any background in coffee other than I've always loved it. I always thought it was cool. I knew a little of the process that went into it and I was intrigued by it. Right. But I actually was in business for like 12 years. I was in financial services most of that time. And then I was in the blockchain space like the last 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And long story short, to give you the Cliff Notes version, not bore you, I just hit a point a couple years ago where I realized, I'm like, and I don't know all your beliefs, and we probably don't have time to get into all that, but I believe in Jesus and the Bible and I'm a Christ follower. And I'm like, dude, somewhere along the way, like I accidentally found myself building my own little kingdom. And I'm like, dude, I fell into this trap of caring so much about money and success and image and status. And I'm like, that's so not what I'm about and not what I want to be about. Right. But this world I'm in, of this business world and doing all this stuff, I'm like, that's where I have found myself. I'm like, if you look at my actions, well, that's what I'm about, So I'm like, at some point your internal belief and your outer actions, they've got to align. And if they don't, you'll never be at peace there. Right. And so, again, kind of the Cliff Notes version, I stepped away from all that and I was like, and I had made it a life goal to never have a job. like a traditional job. So from the day I graduated high school, I was self-employed, you know? And I think that goal, like it sounds really good on paper, right? And in some ways it served me really well. I got some killer experiences and learned a lot of hard lessons young.
What about insurance?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's expensive. Yeah, you pay all that or you do without, and I've done both versions. But yeah, man. So in some ways it like really prepared me well. And then in some ways you miss some fundamental stuff, right?
Yeah.
And what I realize is I'm like, you know, and again, we don't have to go too deep in this, but I'm like, man, if you believe what the Bible says and you want to like lay down your own will and follow Jesus, it's really hard to reconcile that with this independent, I'll never have a job, I'll never have a boss, I'm going to do things my own way. Those things are kind of forever at odds with each other.
Right.
And so I realized that, and I kind of hit that breaking point. And I was like, all right, man, I'm going to go get a job. I'll go into ministry. I'll do something. I don't know. And so I went from like this on the surface, pretty glamorous, you know, 6-figure income, cool blockchain job, finance background.
Awesome.
On the surface, fairly glamorous. Now there were some hard times in there for sure. Don't get me wrong. But on paper, it was pretty cool. Got to do a lot of cool things. Travel, do all kinds of cool stuff, you know, whatever. And next thing you know, I'm driving Uber to pay the bills, just figuring it out, you know. And friends who owned the coffee shop, he was wanting to expand, and he kind of more or less knew timing in my life might be good, but didn't really know the details. And called me up and was like, hey, dude, you ever thought about, you know, going in the coffee business or wanting to start this coffee cart business? And my wife and I had always talked about like maybe having a coffee business someday,
when you
just
say,
for fun.
Coffee cart business.
Okay.
So you were saying that this is is this at going to be at like festivals or
kind of. So
you've
like, seen like the coffee trucks, right?
Grapevine. What's that thing right now? Main Street
Main Street Fest, all that stuff.
So you would be like,
so we actually have gone out there.
Fair, Texas.
Kind of. We've actually gone out there a time or two, but typically you'll see like the food truck style there. We kind of went the other route of like private catering. So we did a cart on purpose because we can fit through a doorway. We can go into businesses and buildings. And so actually whoever's hiring us, they'll pay us ahead of time. And then it's just when we show up, it's unlimited free drinks for everyone there. And so, by the way, just pure business note, way better model. Rather than showing up, selling a $5 cup of coffee, hoping you're going to sell enough that day. You have everything paid for in advance ahead of time because you're doing your catering rate. So we've done a few of those pop-up things, testing it out, and also just an event we wanted to be a part of for someone. But 99% of what we do, it's always just private catering ahead of time.
How is that's pretty good.
It's good, man. Yeah. So we're about almost 2.5 years in.
Oh, nice.
It's been great. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now you look back and you go, oh, dude, there's so much we could have done better because you know you dive in the deep end and you learn as you go. But no, it's been really great. It's growing. It's been a huge blessing, and it was cool because it kind of like so with that he called me. He's like, hey, have you ever thought about this? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, hey man, we got a job opening too in the shop. I don't know if you'd even be interested in that, but if you wanted, I was like, well, dude, I love coffee, but I've never worked in it. Like I would need the job as preparation, if nothing else. I was like, and hey, at the moment, like, dude, I'm driving Uber to pay the bills. Like that'd be a blessing, you know? And he later told me, he's like, yeah, that job offer was a test. He's like, if you'd said no, I wasn't interested. He's like, if you'd been too good for the coffee shop, I didn't want to partner with you on the rest.
Oh,
wow. Okay. Which he didn't tell me that at the time, of course.
Right.
But no, man. So I kind of viewed the shop job as, hey, this will be a blessing, but not really what I want to do, but I'll do it while I build this business. I got to admit, I have actually loved working in the coffee shop.
Oh, nice.
You know, and without the business side, you know, there would be a side of it that'd be a little less exciting for me. I'll be honest. But although it's simple, it's just coffee at the end of the day. It gives you a chance to meet and touch so many people. And I have met so many amazing people and had so many cool experiences just through that coffee shop, serving some coffee.
And that's Redefined, right?
It is. Yeah. Redefined.
And you can sit there and
oh yeah, we got a lot of seating,
pop
a lot
open
of space.
your laptops and just stay there all day.
Yeah, dude, we've got the best. Right? I mean, I don't know, I guess, but I think we got the best regulars anywhere. We got people that's basically their office, you know, their home office, and they come in every single day. And so, it's cool. You get to be super plugged into the community, meet some awesome people. And then in the background, we're building this business in the meantime, and that keeps growing. And, you know, eventually the plan is I'll be out of the shop doing only that full time between the roasting and the cart. But it's been cool, man. It's been a blessing.
Do you all sell cakes and breakfast?
Some, yeah. We've got a lot of pastries and stuff, and you know,
are y'all bringing those in, or you make them in?
We do a little bit of both. We mostly bring stuff in. We got a few things we make, like an avocado toast and some stuff. You know,
love avocado toast.
It's good. Yeah, we don't have like full blown kitchen. You know, like chef's kitchen, but you know, we got some good stuff in there. So you can come grab a bite and drink some coffee and come work, have a meeting, whatever. You know, it's fun.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, talk to me a little bit about cold brew.
What do you want to know?
So, well, I know there's a slow drip coffee. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or just called a drip coffee?
Yeah.
Is that just
Drip.
regular?
Yeah, it's regular coffee like you'd make at home, just big scale, batch brew. Just like you do here at home in a normal coffee pot.
Okay. And what about the cold brew?
Yeah, man. So cold brew, I think the first biggest misconception is it doesn't have to be cold at all. It's just you're not brewing it hot.
Okay.
So it's a slow steep, think almost like steeping tea,
Mm-hmm.
but you usually do it depending on, the method, anywhere from 12 to 24 hours.
Okay.
18 to 24 is the most common. And beyond that, it can kind of start to turn a little bitter, but
So is this sitting in it? So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned bitter.
Yeah.
Because every time I drink cold brew, they all taste bitter to me.
yeah. Okay. So I would
So
love,
and that's every cold brew I've ever come across, even if it's all hyped up and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I drink it and then I'm like,
yeah.
this is kind of bitter.
Yeah, it
you
can
know what
be.
I mean? So,
All right. So I'm going to give you some of our cold brew
Mhm.
and I want your honest feedback.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think it is one of the least bitter cold brews I've ever had.
Oh,
and I'm the same way. I've never loved cold brew because of that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of dead set on trying to make a good cold brew.
Okay.
And we get a ton of great feedback on it. So
Mhm.
part of it is cold brew by nature strips out a lot of the acidity of a typical brewing method.
Yeah.
And you would think that'd be really good, and it can be, especially people with like a real sensitive stomach.
Okay.
Cold brew sits a little easier for them, which can be good. But really the antithesis of bitter in coffee, believe it or not, is acidic.
Mhm.
They seem very similar, but they sit on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
And so some of that gives you some balance. So when you strip out the acidity, some people love that, but then also sometimes it leans more towards the bitter.
Mhm.
So we use a lighter roasted coffee for ours, and we try not to ever over steep it. And so hopefully it avoids most of that bitterness. But it just depends. And it's easy to go there, but it is a smooth drinking coffee. You strip out that acidity. It is going to be a higher caffeine content.
Okay.
But you're not even brewing it cold. You're just doing it at like room temp. You can do small scale. A lot of people at home, they'll do a little mason jar, a little plastic thing in the fridge or whatever. We do like a big 7-gallon commercial grade, like bucket style, where you're doing like 5 pounds of coffee in there, And
when did this become popular?
man, that's a great question. It really blew up kind of before my time in coffee, but it was probably like, I don't know, 2010-ish, if I had to put a year on it.
I remember in the store, they'd be like, oh, you got cold brew over here.
Yeah.
They have fancy little kombucha looking bottles and
Right.
stuff,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
it's like,
For sure.
"Here, let me try it. This is different.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
It's funny. I used to never like it at all. Now I kind of go through phases. Once it's hot, that's kind of become my afternoon go-to just because I don't want hot coffee when I'm already sweating.
Yeah.
But in general, it's still not my number one choice. I do like ours. I like to think it's one of the better ones, but I'll let you be the judge. I want honest feedback. I'll bring you some.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Cool.
I want to check that out.
Heck yeah.
What what has the most caffeine content? I heard the blondes and the lighter roast. Is that correct?
It is. So
And-
do you want the
and
simple answer or the nerdy answer?
Give it to me.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So technically, the lighter the roast, the more caffeine content.
Okay.
Right. The more you roast it, the more some of that caffeine gets roasted out of it.
Okay.
But if you want to get really technical, as you roast it, the bean's density decreases.
Okay.
So think like a really green tree you just chopped a log off can be really heavy and dense.
Yeah.
Versus a piece of driftwood on the beach,
Right.
really light and airy, right?
Yeah.
Almost like foam, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of the extremes. But the more you roast it, the lighter it gets in density.
Okay.
Well, with that, most of your recipes are going to be like the same weight of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put more coffee in there to get the same weight.
Okay.
So the difference, although technically the lighter roast definitely has a little more caffeine,
Yeah.
the difference is not as significant as people think.
Okay.
I always tell people like, dude, if it were me, I would not choose based on that, thinking I'm getting more or less caffeine.
Yeah.
They're going to be so close. Pick what you like the taste of better.
Right.
Unless you're just crazy caffeine sensitive, I guess. But even then, it's a pretty marginal difference.
Yeah.
But it is true. Lighter roast does have a little more caffeine.
Yeah.
Cold brew is going to have a little more caffeine. And then, it just depends on how it's prepared, of course, from there.
Yeah. If you want more flavor, the darker or the bolder, is that correct? It's on flavor? Or?
It depends on what flavor. So if you want
if
more,
you want something that's more rich.
yeah, if you want that deep, rich, bold,
Yeah.
coffee taste, like I want my coffee to taste like coffee.
But you're gonna
Darker
have the
roast.
same content.
Yeah.
Content of caffeine.
Really close.
Pretty
Yeah,
close.
it's
Okay,
marginal.
okay,
But if you want more of that natural coffee bean flavor of like some of the fruity notes, and I want to really taste the different flavors,
Yeah.
the lighter roast is going to allow you to do that. Dark roast, you kind of roast that flavor out. So places like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts, not to hate on them, but they're just the mass ones everyone thinks of. They will use a lower grade coffee from all over the world. They'll just source what's better priced for the most part.
Okay.
They'll roast it all a little extra because the more you roast it, the more it all starts to just taste the same.
Yeah.
So you kind of roast some of that natural flavor out, actually.
Okay. So I'm sure you don't like this.
Love it. Let's hear it.
But it's the K cups. So the K cups, I've always had this big, huge question in my head is we're getting microplastics in us. When they're heating this up, you gotta be.
I just think it can't be
there's
good,
no
dude.
way you can get away around it. And people are like, well, this is BPA free, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Yeah. But, and then I saw some of the cups where they got it into like almost a netting instead of.
Right.
You
I mean,
you
and
know
that's
what I
probably,
mean? Almost like a filter.
That's probably got to be a little better, right?
Yeah.
But,
Than the plastic. But the plastic, man, ever since that K cup's coming out, it's been like, damn, I can't even remember people's names. No,
for sure.
Is it that damn microplastics getting in my head where I can't?
Yeah, it can't be good. And dude, it's funny. I had a phase years ago where just for convenience, I was on the K cup train very briefly.
Yeah.
But like one day I had a normal cup of coffee, and this is probably like a month or two. I was drinking them at the office a bunch, and I had a normal cup of coffee again. I was like, dude, this is so much better. And so I don't remember the last time I drank a K cup. Honestly, they just don't even taste good. I'm like, dude, I don't want an ashtray. I don't want ashtray water.
So
they don't even taste good. It just can't be good. I'm like, dude, you're pumping 200+ degree water through a plastic pot.
That's my problem. Is that's what we got at work. So that's what I'm doing, and I got the choice of ordering whatever kind.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know which one's better. I mean, I ordered the what's the Marine or the military guys at
Black Rifle.
Black Rifle, yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's a little better tasting.
Rifle.
I've tried one of those before in the K cup actually.
K cups, and then but I'm stuck on McCafe.
McCafe
from McDonald's.
Mickey D's K cup. No, dude, that's creme de la creme. I mean, just as good as it gets. The Mickey D's K cup.
Man. Yeah. But you know what? For some reason, it gives me like a better boost. Or there's something in that Mickey
D. Microplastics, bro. It gives you that jolt.
They're mixing some crazy stuff in their coffee.
Who knows, bro?
Yeah, so let's get off the coffee topic and let's dive into the. I want to know more about. Are you're running?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this? And did you play sports in high school or anything?
Yeah, man. So I always played sports growing up.
Okay.
Football was always kind of my first love, and I played a little bit of everything along the way. I had a lot of injuries in football, like several concussions, elbow injury, Achilles, knee. So I didn't finish high school playing football. And it was one of those things.
What position were you playing?
So my love was quarterback.
Oh, okay.
But between competition and elbow injury, I only played so much of it. I wasn't like the quarterback all the time,
right.
By any means, but I loved quarterback. And then with my elbow thing, especially, it was so bad. I switched to pretty much just playing linebacker. I played, I bounced around. I played a little, but little strong safety, little outside linebacker. That was always fun. It's kind of just hit the dude with the ball. There's something fun about that.
Yep.
But anyway, so I love that. But I just had so many injuries. So it's funny actually.
Okay, what about? Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
Did you get a concussion ever?
I had 3 concussions.
Oh,
all in high school.
So my son just got one.
Really?
When we were snowboarding, he banged his head.
Oh, dude, I saw that actually. Yeah. How's he doing?
Oh, he was dazed to the point where he didn't know. He didn't even remember renting the snowboard. He didn't remember going on the gondola to go up the mountain.
Yeah.
He didn't even remember himself in the hospital. And he kept repeating himself over and over again saying, man, I just busted my head. Mm-hmm. And he said it 20, 30 times, man. So it was and it's kind of scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah,
so it cut my day. We went up there to snowboard for one day. And by 11:30, my day was over. Yeah, because I was in the ER with him. And I didn't give a shit because I cared more about his safety than snowboarding. Plus,
for sure,
I'm getting so old that it's like I'm good when I'm up. I'm pretty good when I'm up, but I just have to push my body out of the snow to get to that point of up.
Yeah.
And fucking my flexibility, I'm weak, I guess. I don't know, man, because
I'm weak. I've seen you running out there,
but I'm getting older where it's just
a little harder recovery, a little slower.
I think it's just maybe it could be like the flexibility problem.
That makes sense.
For sure. Even when I bent over to crank my bindings, to get them on before I get up and go, because you always have to release the back binding.
Yep.
and to bend over into that U shape, you know, I was like, and because
you're at altitude,
yeah. So I'm just like out of breath, and I'm like, fuck, I haven't even done anything yet. You know, and I'm dying up here, you know.
Hey, dude, I'm 31. I guess I'll be 32 in a couple weeks, but I'm 31 and I feel it just the same. I love skiing and snowboarding, but yeah, you get up there at altitude, dude. Yeah.
But, I love it once I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
fuck, and I'm pretty, I mean, I've been doing it since I was 13, so I'm pretty good. He on the other hand has not. So he's, every time he busts his head on the ice, but this is the first time he's been concussed.
Well, dude, you can wipe out hard. I mean, it's fun, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah. I don't even wear the helmet and stuff. So
I don't either. Actually, I never
take the risk.
Yeah. But yeah, man, those concussions. My worst one actually. I mean, dude. So I got laid out by this guy. I was lead blocking this dude. I was like 15.
Yeah.
This guy's like 6'3", 300 pounds, and that's not me exaggerating. He was huge.
Yeah.
And we just hit helmet to helmet, and I mean, I was laid out, and and. I swear to this day, I was on the sidelines after that, yelling to my teammates things like, Jared, watch number 42. Hey, watch the whatever.
Yeah.
My teammates to this day swear I was just yelling gibberish. Like, dude, you didn't say one real word. And I mean, I was out of it, bro. That was my worst one. But yeah, so anyway, to bring it back, football, the sports stuff. So I played sports growing up, but I was always like, I have a little bit of an inner meathead, you know, of like, I love lifting weights, I love football, all that.
Yeah.
And I always like, dude, I hate running. I'm never going to be a distance runner. I hate running. Running was a necessary evil in sports growing up, right? Yeah. And so I loved playing sports, but the running was just, you had to do it.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one of the single biggest things. So you asked how long I've been running.
Yeah.
Right at a year ago, I started running consistently for the first time.
Oh, nice.
So last year, I was 30, about to be 31. And I'm like, dude, I've always been an athlete. I've always loved sports. I'm like, I don't even know what made me think of this, but for some reason it hit me. I'm like, I haven't run more than 1 mile in at least a decade.
Yeah.
Like since high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't want to be 40 years old and go, I haven't run more than a mile in 20 years. I'm like, I'm on my way. Yeah. And I'm like, also, you know, you go a while, you just lift to lift. And like, I still love lifting. I always will. Yeah. But it does hit a point where you're kind of like, all right, I miss like training for something, like for a purpose and like performance oriented. I'm just lifting to lift. I mean, I feel a little better, but I'm like, I'm slowly but surely losing athleticism and ability or mobility, I should say. And so I just missed having the challenge and performance aspect of training. And then also in the back of my head, I'm like, dude, I've always said I'm not a distance runner, but I know I could be. Like I've never committed to trying. Yeah. It's the one, not that I've like mastered all these physical things, but I would at least take it on, you know, all these different sports and stuff. I'm like, it's the one like physical challenge that I've never let myself go after, even though, believe it or not, I followed ultras for like years because I was always intrigued by it. Yeah. And the first ultra I ever saw, I was like probably 19 years old. I grew up hunting, so I'd follow along with that Cam Haines, those dudes. Oh, yeah, man. And I saw him out there running like the Bigfoot or something. He was one of these huge, I don't even think Bigfoot was around yet, but it was a huge 100 he was running up in the mountains. And I'm like, dude, this guy's insane. And I didn't know ultras existed. And so I dove down the rabbit hole.
He was well, at least this come from Joe Rogan. Cam would run a marathon a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I was like, but this was years before that.
Shit, you're running a marathon a day, and run a half marathon to work. Run to work and like run back. You know? And I was like,
But you know, some people hate on him, but Cam was my intro to it.
Oh man,
long before I started running.
He's a hero of mine. I mean, I got a picture with him at Cocodona.
Oh heck yeah,
last year.
So, yeah, heck yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, man, so it was always one of those things in the back of my head, and I'm one of those guys like. I always say I'm an extroverted introvert. Like I love people, but at my core, I'm an introvert. That's how I recharge. And I love a good challenge. Most of my favorite stories and trips are with buddies in the mountains where something went wrong or we got caught in a storm. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of sucks in the moment, but afterwards you love it. It's that good old type 2 fun. Right. So there's something about these ultras, like the solitude, the long, slow challenge of it that always appealed to me. Yeah. Yeah. And finally last year, oddly enough, the race that is like still my dream race. I haven't done it yet. But I'd love Leadville, Colorado. I love that area. And for some reason, the race Leadville just appealed to me. I was like, I'm going to do Leadville someday. And so we were just started running. Actually. Yeah. My wife and I went up there last year. It was awesome. We were up there
and we just had some Mexican food, basically.
There we go.
It's funny because up in that region, it seems like there's a lot of Spanish speaking going on.
There are actually.
And I'm like, is this where the cartel money goes to? Because we went to a place and it was from Jalisco. You know? Everything they had this little like pictures of Jalisco, all this, and it was kind of ran down shop, but
Yeah.
it was, and the guys were fantastic, man.
Yeah.
And they made some great, I forgot, I had the sandwich. What's the sandwich called always? Damn, what is it?
Which one?
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
But it's damn, what is it?
You're not thinking of a pupusa.
No, pupusa. I know
it's a little different,
pupusa.
yeah.
Pupusa is El Salvadorian, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
something.
correct. Yeah.
No. These are the with the big old buns.
I
It
don't
almost
know,
looks like a
dude.
sub.
I don't know why it's not hitting me. I don't
Oh
know.
man,
You were just down in Mexico for
tortas.
Yes, tortas. There we go.
tortas. So-
You were just down there for a triathlon too,
Yeah,
right?
in
Heck
Monterey.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
so,
Monterey.
so, do they have any coffee beans there?
They do. Mexico
Oh,
isn't
right.
as popular
Okay.
as some, but there are some killer ones.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good ones, man. Actually, I'd love to
Yeah.
bring on a couple good Mexican coffees along the way.
Yeah,
Be fun. Yeah, I've got one in particular I'd love to bring on, but
Monterey's fun too, man. If
Yeah.
you haven't been,
I haven't been to Monterey.
Beautiful hikes
Okay.
through the mountains.
Nice.
And the people are great there
Heck yeah.
too. So
for
yeah,
sure.
I had a great time. So we were talking about your running.
Yeah.
And what's the furthest you've gotten so far?
So right now, my furthest, actually, I did the Rock Ledge Rumble, the 50K Blaze
Okay,
Trails.
nice.
That was,
Yeah.
so I was going to say it was my first official race. What's funny is before I started running last year,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm going to.
Uh-huh.
I signed up for a Spartan race with two buddies. It was like a 10K Spartan race.
Right. Yeah.
And at the moment, I hadn't run more than a mile in over a decade. So like a 10K Spartan race sounded hard.
Yeah.
By the time it came, I did it. It was a breeze and like, don't get me, it was fun, I guess, but like not really my thing. So 3 weeks later, we did the 50K, the Rock Ledge Rumble. Loved it. Honestly, did better than expected. I had a little knee thing going into it, and that was a real factor.
Yeah.
And that kicked my butt a little bit for a stretch in the middle. And then we rallied, finished strong, and it was awesome. And so technically, that's my longest one so far. I've got
nice.
a 50 miler on the calendar
Oh, sweet.
coming up this year. And there's been one or two others this year. I was going to make it to Grasslands and had something else going on. I couldn't do it. So there's one or two others I might hop into.
Right.
But I've got a 50 miler, Saddles 50 out in Arizona in the mountains out
cool.
there
Yeah,
later this year.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah.
That's with the, is that Aravapa? No.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Well, so they're a part of it.
Okay,
They don't
okay,
host it, but they help
okay.
contribute.
Saddles.
It's Satisfy Michael Versteeg.
Versteeg.
Versteeg. It's his race. Yeah.
So I got a picture of, with him too when I was just out at Black Canyon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's
I love that dude.
Versteeg's.
He's
It's
one
his,
of my
like,
favorite
signature
dudes.
race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would love to do that. When is that one coming?
It's October.
October.
Get out there, bro. So there's a 50 miler and a 100 miler.
Not sold out yet. Yeah.
Actually, no. It sold out last year though, so it could.
Yeah. Let me check the calendar. And,
yeah, man. Do it.
I might be.
We've got a little crew rolling out there. It should be fun. We're doing the 50 miler. That's our biggest one so far.
Yeah,
You're obviously a 100 guy. I'm trying to get there.
No,
with you.
but I've been telling people
they have 100.
I need to dial it back though. I want to dial it forward and dial it back.
I was going to say, so tell yourself that. And then I know you're going to sign up for the 100 anyway.
Yeah.
I see the buckle collection next to me over here off my left
Oh,
shoulder.
you don't get a buckle for 50.
You don't get a buckle for 50. That's right, bro. You got to go 100. So
yeah.
I'm buckleless still, but we're working our way there. But no, dude, I love the challenge. You know, it's been super fun. I've loved the community. And that thing that always appealed to me about it, so far I've loved every second of it. So we'll see. I'm just trying to be like you and these other dudes I'm meeting out here getting after it. But it's been a lot of fun.
You're at a
dude.
great age, man. So
Yeah, it's fun for sure. You know, and the biggest thing is, like I already said, I love the adventure, the challenge, the mountains. And like, you know, I remember a couple months ago, there was one day run was just kind of kicking my butt, and it'd been a busy, crazy couple weeks too.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hold on, dude, why am I annoyed with my pace? Like, that's not why I started doing this, was for a pace and a heart rate. Like, come on. And hey, that has its place if you have goals for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, I got into this for the joy of being outdoors and pushing myself.
Right.
And so I just like didn't look at the watch again. I just ran, stopped, took a picture when I wanted to take a picture. I'm like, dude, that's what it's all about.
That's
right there.
that's the beauty of it, man. And it
100%.
has gotten to that where, you know, there's of course meeting cutoffs and stuff like that. So you do have to monitor
For sure.
You know, and I get it. People they can only control traffic for so long, or they just don't want to be out there for forever, you know, waiting for the last person to come through. So I get it.
And hey, it all depends on people's goals. And we're talking official races there. Of course, that has its place. Yeah, no doubt.
For sure. The, so I got one last question for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
You know, I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Because of watching the podcast before. I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And
I
dude,
ask everybody. So
I have racked my brain. If I had to pick one,
give me three then.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but okay, a couple
top
of them.
three, man.
So actually, we referenced Tombstone earlier, right? So
fucking
Tombstone's up there for
movie,
sure.
man.
Braveheart's up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I mean, they're just classic dude movies, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know, Gladiator's up there. When I was younger, the original Rambo, First Blood, that was up there.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
awesome, though.
Yeah, I don't know, just some of those.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent,
There's some great ones. Yeah, Braveheart's up there for sure, though.
Yeah. Those all have like they got the hype man, I guess, in all those movies, you know, where it's like, whether it's Mel Gibson or I mean, I don't know if Doc Holliday,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was one he wasn't really a hype.
I think it was supposed to be Wyatt Earp, but
Wyatt
it turned
Earp.
into Doc.
Yeah.
I mean, he
So
stole the
Wyatt
show.
Earp might have been the
Val Kilmer stole the show.
the hype
sure.
man but it's getting everybody all like, let's get into it, man. Let's go get them. You know,
I mean, I'm just trying to get my hair like William Wallace. You know? So
nice.
not really, but a lot of people ask me that.
Yeah. Because I saw you used to have short hair.
Yeah. I always had short hair, you know, and then I left financial services and I was like, what the heck? I'm going to grow it out.
Yeah, man. You grow, for sure.
It just keeps
You're
going.
dealing with the coffee business. Grow your hair out.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm growing mine out because I don't have that long of time to ever grow my hair out again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm balding though from the top.
Hey, dude, I'm in my 30s now. I'm chasing you down.
Once you start, like the hair starts falling out and it doesn't come back, you know, and you're like, fuck.
Yep.
You know, and then I've talked
Last
to people
chance.
and they're like, you want to go to, where is it? Like,
Turkey, get the hair, to get the plugs.
And I was like, and then I even watched some videos on that. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to shave all your hair, I guess.
Right,
I just want them to go in where I'm missing hair and
just throw it in there. You think by now, I mean, come on.
I don't know. I don't want to shave.
We got
I've been growing them up for a while.
We got all this Artemis stuff that happened last week in space, apparently, and we can't throw some hair plugs in there.
Yeah.
Come on now.
For sure. Man, but I want to thank you, man, for what you did out there, Burrito League, because someone had to do it. And you were the one that did it. And it was cool meeting you and a lot of other people. I think I got it turned on by Tom.
Tom Monty over at Trailhead.
Yeah, he's one of my
Well, man, thank you guys. Man. It was fun. You know, I was the new kid to the local trail running community, and a lot of people didn't know me, and I knew a couple of the key guys, and so everyone just embraced me and rallied anyway. And I was like, it was cool, it was fun, and you know, the Burrito League guys tell me, Jamil and Connor out there, they tell me they got a couple more ideas for this year. Just some standalone, not the month-long thing, but just some isolated events. So we'll probably rally the troops for a couple more and
so
gear up and do it big next year.
Let's see here. We were out at Black Canyon and they extended it just for the Black Canyon weekend.
Yeah, they had a segment out there just for the weekend, right? Yeah. So. And I've thought we could do some fun stuff, you know, with the local DFW crew, get just a 1-day challenge or something. Mix it up, do a different little segment somewhere, make a trail run. We'll do something fun with everyone, but it'll be cool.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, I appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you again.
Yeah, bro, this is fun. Thank you for having me. And you hooked me up with some swag here off camera. We got a shirt, some stickers. Let's go. I love it.
All right, man. So we're out, brother.
All right. I know we can